Okay, so I forgot to mention a couple of stuff yesterday or last night. Um, in regards to the Halle or Halle, I'm gonna stick to one pronunciation for just to save on time. um, didn't I predict that them two weren't gonna last long? I did, didn't I? I also predicted that ASAP Rocky and Rihanna too aren't gonna last any period of time either. Um, before I touch on them topics and also the whole Biggie and Tupac and Diddy's involvement in both of them murders, Jayz and Biggie's involvement, Jay-Z's and Diddy's involvement. These are stuff that I talked about before they are now viral on social media, specifically YouTube. Now, I want to just briefly touch on Cardi B and Offset. Cardi B and Offset are two attention whores. Of course, that breakup was real, and all the other breakups, and many other breakups that will come, were them two concerned. Okay? So, just stop feeding to them. They're two attention whores, and if not for Spirit's intervention, all or most of them kids that they got are gonna grow up to become toxic people in society, drug abusers, drug addicts, and they're gonna blame it on their toxic upbringings. Okay? And that's that. Enough said. Cardi B is a Libra. Librans are good for that. The drama. I mean, they got Gemini in their first house. Gemini rules gossip, drama, uh, social media. They're on that shit. That's just who they are. I don't know offset sign. I am getting fire energy or possibly Scorpio energy. Fire or water. You got that bitchy energy, like what we call mama man here in Jamaica, men who act like bitches. That's the energy that I get from him. And even if he's a sun in earth, um he got water highly aspected in badly, or or fire highly aspected badly. So he act like a bitch ass nigga. So they're pretty much two of the same. I just feel like people need to just ignore them because they're chasers, they're attention whores, and that's that. Because I mean, like most of the niggas I've been with, people didn't even know that I was with them niggas. Moreover, to know that I left them niggas. Once you just a high vibrational being, you just don't got fucking time to do with low vibrational shit. You know, I got exes like cuss me out, like I act like they don't even exist, like we were never together, and like I'm in my mind because certain things I'm just not gonna say out loud because that's adding fuel to the fire. And soft answer does turn into wrath, previous words corrupt anger. And after a while, motherfuckers and bitches, because the bitches too, them trifling ass bitches who wanna be you, who are jealous of you, and just wanna bring you down to their toxic ass level. Yeah, they'll try to defame you and try to tarnish your beautiful, clean, crispy, clean, decent reputation. You give them the same treatment. You just ghost them. You don't pretend like they don't exist. You actually forget about them and let them cease to exist in your life. You don't constantly, sometimes you gotta put bitches and niggas in their places, and when you do, you done. You don't gotta keep repeating yourself. They heard you the first fucking time, the first, second, third time. The fuck you keep saying that over and over again? Like you got energy to waste. Like you got no better shit to do. So I've been there, done that. I don't do the arguing shit. And what I noticed with a lot of these men nowadays, especially in the black community, they argue like bitches. And it's like they're the bitches now. Cause like they argue more than bitches. And I'm like, you're a man. Okay? You're a fucking man. You're not a bitch. Stop acting like a bitch. Enough said. So I mean, like, nobody's dumb enough for you to like authentically ignore their existence and to constantly be picking on you, stalking you, and annoying the shit out of you. I mean, yeah, they're dumb motherfuckers, but there's just nobody that dumb enough. Eventually, you keep holding the fort, they'll get the gist. A shay. Okay? And that is the truth of the matter. Okay? Stop every nigga that yo bitches be talking to you, be posting them on social media because like that's how you vindicate yourself to feel like somebody wants you. Is that what your worth is tied up in? You see, the more private we are, the better off our lives are. Because then you got a nigga, even though most times it works out for our own good. And you got him all over social media, blah, blah, blah. And got trifling bitches. As trifling as they are, I'm not even going to waste my time arguing with bitches like those. Moreover, to fight them. And then they scratch me up and scar my skin. And I'll no. Okay? I never made agreement with bitches that, hey, this is my man, you gonna leave him alone. No. I'm not in a relationship with bitches. I'm not bisexual. I'm not a lesbian. Okay? A bitch owes me nothing. A bitch ain't obligated to me. So I just could never fathom why bitches fight other bitches over niggas. It makes no sense. Okay? So, nigga starts getting some clout attention and, all kinds of hoes start, giving them the attention that they're desperate for. And then you find that they get involved with these bitches. Well, you tell that bitch thank you for revealing to me that I, was with a trifling ass nigga. Why you gonna argue or fight with the bitch? Yeah, she's a cunt. Because a lot of them tell themselves it's just a gaming competition, as it is with a lot of these men. They see you with somebody, be like, bet I can get that nigga's bitch. Bet I can get that bitch's nigga. And it's them really trying to size up with you. They admire you to the point where in which they want to be on the same level as you. And I spoke about this before. They think that sizing up with you is screwing the person you screwed or you currently screwing. Don't feed into that fucking shit. The fuck for? And you just never know. A bitch just saved you. And you there cussing that bitch when you should be thanking her. Fighting for a piece of shit that ain't worth shit. Why do people feel like people who has no affinity to them owes them shit? when the people you're affiliated with, you're in relationships with, ain't fucking obligated to you and ain't fucking loyal to you. I just don't. Bitches, just do the math and just make that make some fucking sense. Because I just cannot make sense out of that. People do not change from darkness into light. They don't. They become more of who they are. They do change by becoming more of who they are. And if a nigga came and he acted all right, and all of a sudden changed that green lizard, as we would say here in Jamaica, that nigga was pretending. He was casting and projecting an illusion to trap you. And if you're dumb enough, you gon' get caught in that web, in that spider web. And you're done for. Okay? So, just be smart. Stop jumping to have kids with these men too. Find them out. I mean, like, damn. Are people that desperate to be bound and in being captivity? Like, I thought, like, we're in the age where people would have sense. There's like this saying I always hear. I don't know where it came from, if it's local or global. But I also added to that saying, and it was like, a baby makes or breaks a relationship. And that is so damn true. I keep seeing confirmation of that saying. And I added to that, what was it again? If you want to keep a man, do not have a child by him. Do not give him a kid. Because they say babies make or break relationships, but I see more breaking than making in this day and age. And I've done said, I don't know if I said it on any of my, on any of these platforms, on any of these accounts. But, I don't let me lose this thought, spirit. I don't know, maybe I'll get back the thought, but you want to lose a nigga, just have a baby by him. Because the thing is, a lot of these niggas are so low vibrational, where in which it's like, once you nurturing another human being other than them, and you don't have that time that you used to have to party it up with them and go out with them and shit, they start losing interest. I remember a conversation with a much older woman. She could almost be my grandma. Okay? But definitely could be my mom. And she's, she was like, she told me how she had her, I think her, that an important aspect of her sex organ removed so that she, couldn't procreate anymore. At that time, she had already had 2 grown sons. Well, she had 2 sons. I think when she did that, they weren't grown, I wouldn't say, because it was a long time ago. And she and the man who she now married to isn't the father of them 2 kids, and they've been together for, I'll say, way longer than the father of her kids. Now, I started thinking about that. She never outright told me, but I picked up an underlying message that, listen, if you want to keep a man, because like you bitches so desperate to keep men, just don't have a kid by him. Don't procreate with him. You'll keep him as long as ever. He'll respect you, try to do everything to keep you as long as ever, because I heard this woman said on TikTok that these men, and it's not humble, they try to humble you by impregnating you, they try to humiliate you. Because after they do that, they start on some dumb shit. And that's humiliation. That's not humility. Humility is a wonderful thing, which stems from being humble. They're both the same. Humiliation is what it is, but I get what she meant. They see you, you're flying thinking fresh, and you good, and all the men want you, and even if they don't got a house to put you in, they don't live anywhere. They live by their mama's house, which might be dilapidated and crappy and shit. They want to knock you up, and it's to bound you and keep you in captivity, okay, and feel obligated to them. I mean, like, I feel like it would make more sense to marry someone than to have a kid with them. Don't mind the bitches they want to go out there and impregnate. You don't have to fuck them anymore. You could find somebody else and fuck someone who you trust to fuck. And you go marry them, they make sure they got money, they got dough, and they got some form of worth that you can benefit from. But it would make way more sense to marry a nigga than to give him a kid, because like a kid is like, that nigga gonna always be in your life. If you divorce that nigga, it's like that nigga never existed. If you like me, and that's due to my needle aspect, I ghost people. You piss me off, I ghost you. I'm not gonna be in the tit for tat. I'm not gonna be like arguing with you back and forth. No. And when I say what I say and close the chapter, I really don't give a fuck what you want to say afterwards. I'm done. You could keep talking for a year or years, but guess what? You're just going to show your cards. You're just going to show your hands, your true nature, that you, the low vibrational and toxic one, because whilst I moved on with my life, focused on me, and you become in existence to me, okay? Not pretense in existence, but for real, because I'm there important shit that I'm focused on. People are gonna eventually see that you're the toxic bitch. You sick, you're crazy, you're mad, you're deranged, you're the one on crack. You're the toxic one. Because the bitch is focused on her life, and you focused on her. You really don't got shit to do with your life. And she is the one who got shit to do with her life. Good shit. So when you vibrate at a high frequency and high vibration, you don't got time for low vibrational shit. You do not got time for low frequency shit. Okay? ASAP Rocky, that nigga just waiting until he got enough clout, enough fame. The whole world knows him. Because like he was just like a local artist in terms of in the US. But he's waiting on that international fame where everybody, even in the small islands, know that nigga. And when he creeps enough in money for himself, then he cuts, because we know his ideal woman is the Caucasian woman who's willing to be a sugar mama, because he's a bitch ass nigga. Like that nigga pretty much exposed his hand a long time ago. Stop feeding into celebrity culture, because that's Leo frequency, which is so fake. How black women are, that's their frequency. The whole hair extensions, blah blah blah, falls there, and everything. When you see them bitches at home versus when they're out on the streets or at parties, it's like two different bitches. Illusions. That's what it is. Okay? I'm not saying every black woman because I'm a black woman and I ain't like that. You see me in the yard, you see me on the street or at some party, which by the way, I don't go to parties. It's the same bitch, same hair, same face. It's the same bitch. You know? I don't fix up myself to please people. I do that to please myself. So you see me in the yard, same bitch. I fix up myself just the same. Even when nobody sees me or when no one's seeing me, it ain't for people. I do it all the time when I feel like. Now, I done told y'all that Diddy and Jayz, them niggas orchestrated Tupac's and Biggie's death. Y'all seen that becoming viral now. Of course, they're mostly talking about Diddy. They're now, you know, figuring out Jayz, but he's gonna get drawn into the mix eventually too. You heard it first from me. And all that I know is from Spirit, so you heard it first from Spirit. It's all intuitive knowledge. Okay? Spirit's just clearing the way for the high vibrational singers and truly talented people to step forth. Because all these bitches and niggas you see out there, nothing but performers, actors, that's what they are. Whether, they're just pretense. They're actors, actresses, you know, so-called musicians, performers, comedians, what they are. They're just illusions. They're prostitutes and whores, escorts, and they use the entertainment industry to cover up that shit. They use the music industry, the acting industry to cover up their trifling ass ways, their hoish ways. The fact that at the core, what they really are prostitutes. I want to touch because I want to touch on Halle Bailey's baby because especially when you have a baby by a man and the baby ain't cute, he definitely gonna leave your ass because they're vain just like that. Now how a baby turns out got nothing to do with the woman's ethnicity, her skin tone or complexion, the color of her eyes, her net worth, or her profession. None of that shit. It all got to do with the time that you got pregnant, when a bitch got knocked up by you, by a nigga. And the natal aspects of that woman dictates who the baby will look like and the features that the baby will have and carry. That's why you got a lot of these niggas getting tricked and fooled out. Yeah. There is a malformation in Halle Bailey's baby. I don't know if y'all noticed. I mean, I'm not gonna say the kid is ugly, but the kid ain't cute. If you look on the lower features of the face, like the nose to the mouth, especially the mouth area, and the baby really looks like her. I mean, she's cute, but the baby's not. You know? And even with Rihanna's baby, you see with a lot of the babies born since this 12-year cycle, which began 2020 and will end 2031, there's just something about these kids. There's some form of malformation, deformity, physically and mentally. There's something wrong with their brains, their psychological makeup, and it seeps through their physical appearances. I mean, maybe I just got an eye for that because I got eagle vision, but yeah. And it's like the kids they took all the most unattractive features from Rihanna. And these bitches are so trifling and on truth. Because there you got Beyonce talking about she likes her babies with Jackson 5 nostrils. And there she went and had her kid had have rhinoplastic surgery. Just like she did, because she, if you look at her earlier pictures, she didn't have such a straight slim nose. She had a slight beak like nose. Like at the top to the middle there was like a kind of like beak formation right there, and her nose was definitely wide. So she had rhinoplastic surgery and had Blue Ivy have rhinoplastic surgery done so her nose would look more like hers. So these bitches are so trifling and so deceiving. You can't take their word for shit. But then again, they don't write their own songs, do they? you know? So pretty much Spirit wants y'all to stop idolizing these people. They're nothing. Also, I want for y'all to stop being such deadheads and seeing everything as race and ethnicity. I'm sure every race got their pathology, but they're good people in every race, and they're horrible people, narcissistic, psychopathic psychopaths in every race. Okay? Sure, these black men, they got a pathology of wanting to knock you up, even in not shitting at their ass. Like I said, even when they don't live nowhere, they live by their mama's place that's most likely dilapidated and fucked up and shit. But they want to knock you up, and it's to bound you and keep you in captivity. Stop. Just fucking stop. Stop allowing them to. You don't need a man to validate your worth. Stop. They're good and evil in every race. It's human nature. The whole fucked up mentality is a human nature thing. It's not white or black. Some make them like, oh, these white people are pitting these black people against each other. Shut up. You got black people pitting other black people against other black people. You got Caucasian people doing the same shit. People from other races doing that shit. You got good and bad people who are Asian, Hispanics, black, or melanated, if you want to use that word instead, who are Caucasian. And I'm tired of hearing people saying, oh, a lot of these black men are acting out this way because of trauma passed down through genetics from slavery. Then why the fuck am I not traumatized? I'm traumatized by current happenings, not what happened way back then from Wappy Kill Phillip. Why the hell aren't other black men traumatized and displaying this quote unquote trauma? Because them motherfuckers are weak motherfuckers. And a weak motherfucker will always find an excuse for being a weak motherfucker. Because if all black people were fucked up like that, then you could say that. But we aren't all fucked up like that. A lot of us take accountability for our shortcomings. At least some of us do. I don't know the percentage or the ratio. I don't know. But I know it's not all of us. And that's enough to say that ain't shit got to do with slavery. Because basically, factually, all races have been enslaved at some point in time. At some point in history. So the fuck you saying now? I want to touch on a local issue. This bitch called Ivani. I'm annoyed of her too. Because a guy posted something about her on social media and on TikTok. And I'm going to say, they need to deport Ivani to Jamaica. They need to take that kid from her first. Both them kids. Just wait until she pops out that other kid. Because this bitch is like the reason why motherfuckers agree with Trump to get rid of the fucking illegal immigrants, because how she got there wasn't by legal means anyways. So I completely agree with that to some extent, because you got these people, you know, crossing borders, doing all kinds of illegal shit to get into the States to leech off of the system that hardworking people build. Now, don't be telling me, oh, the slaves built that. Shut the fuck up. Because your own foreparents sold your ass into slavery for shit that won't work shit. Definitely not the lives of people. Was worth probably money, but not the lives of their own kind. Why aren't them motherfuckers held accountable? Them motherfuckers in Africa. That's why I don't want a motherfucker to call me an African. I'm not. I'm Jamaican. Period. Dot. I'm made up of so many different races. I know I got Chinese in my family, possibly Caucasian. It ain't just African. So don't fucking call me an African. I'm Jamaican, out of many one people. So they should just wait until her ass pops out that second kid, take both them kids from her ass, and deport her ass back to Jamaica. Because she's on some talk shit. And that nigga can sue her for giving him her piece, if that's all she gave him. Because there evidence is all over social media of her saying that shit. And evidence of her threatening him and his family. And she's not learning. She ain't learned her lesson. She just makes the rest of Jamaicans look horrible. Get rid of her ass. Humble her. Damn.